Hello again. I'm Mark Canu. This video we're going to be looking at evaporative cooling of different liquids. And I'm going through the basic idea behind the lab. On here you have your LabQuest 2 with a temperature probe, a strip of filter paper, a rubber band. Off to the side here, piece of tape. We have a test tube rack, and well, you're going to have more than one test tube, but you got a test tube filled with clear liquid. In this case, it's just going to be plain old water. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. What you're going to do, we're going to look at how fast does the liquid evaporate from our filter paper on our thermometer, and we're going to take the temperature changes for this. So what does that look like? So here's your temperature probe that you guys are going to use. Okay, now in the process we're going to take filter paper, and it's just basic coffee filter, and we're going to wrap that around like this around the edge of our temperature probe like this. So it's going to look like this. Okay, so we'll wrap it around. Okay, it should be a snug fit, but that's okay. That's why the rubber band is there for. So it's going to look something like this. Okay, it's going to look something like this, and then you're going to take the rubber band, and then you're going to wrap it around several times. Now, perhaps I ought to get smaller rubber bands. I'll see what I can scrounge up. I know orthodontist rubber bands would be so awesome, but I also know I don't have any. I had those long ago, and I remember when they would break off in my braces, and that hurt. That just really hurt. Okay, so here we go. We have our filter paper rubber banded. Now, the next thing is we happen to have a test tube filled with liquid. Yeah, right here. There you go, the liquid. Okay, I'm kind of doing this at an awkward angle, so what you're going to do, we're going to sit there and we are going to let it sit there for a few minutes, and you may notice that we have our temperature. We have our temperature thing here, okay, and so far it's registering a big about 24.2, 24.3 degrees Celsius. Okay, that's pretty normal. Now, in the last video, I had it where we just take samples every 30 seconds. So we're going to give it a minute or so to get this thing nice and soaked and give the temperature a chance to calm down, that it's got something pretty consistent. And is there going to be a difference for like 0.1 degrees Celsius? Yeah, but that's not the big deal. That's not the end of the world. Okay, so we're about ready to do this. Okay, how is that going to look? You're going to be doing this not just for water, but you're going to look at it, you know, some other liquids in there. For some of you guys, it's just water and rubbing alcohol. For others of you, it's going to be other liquids that we have, because there's a little bit more involved in it. Okay. So we're looking at evaporative cooling, and the idea behind evaporative cooling, we are letting the liquid soaked filter paper evaporate naturally. We're not going to sit there and use our hands and brush it, you know, and make the wind go and all that. We don't need to do that. Just let it happen naturally. Just let it flow. Let the evaporation flow. Okay? Now, at this point, I think we're about ready to get this thing going. And the thing is already set up for the temperature thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the sample. I'm going to start. The sample is inside the test tube here. So it's about time we're going to take that out, and this is where the tape is going to come in, because we're going to put the thermometer over the edge of the table. We don't want the filter paper to come in contact with the table. The reason for that, we don't want the heat to be drawn away from the filter paper that's in there. We don't want the table. The table would mess up the results. So the probe needs to stick out a little bit, and thus we would have an accurate reading. Okay, now this is for 30 seconds. I'm going to change this a little bit longer. My duration, I'm going to change this, and I'm going to change this to, let's say, Oh goodness, let's say 90 seconds for the sake of argument. Done. And so it'll be 1 second per sample. Alright, so we'll have 90 samples together. We'll hit OK. And now we're about ready to go. So I'm going to hit go, and then I'm going to pull this thing out, and then I'm going to tape it. Now, this is a one-man operation, so if I'm not perfect on it, just deal with it. Okay. So we want to get our starting temperature. Now, the starting temperature is already on here. The starting temperature is already here, okay? About 22.7, 22.6. So I'm going to press the on, get this thing out, and tape it. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. Says the collection will overwrite the latest. Yes, yes, we will discard that. I'm okay. And we're off. So we're going to take the tape, we're going to tape it over like this, and you kind of notice, as I pull back just a little bit, you kind of notice how this is over the edge, and again, we don't want people to walk by and knock it, okay? And our beloved LabQuest is giving up the scale, okay? And, oh my, it is going down. Well, I would expect that. So, we're going ahead. This is the second video that's specifically dealing with this lab. The first video was introducing you to this LabQuest and what would that look like. So this lab is one where you're specifically working with this material. Okay? And we're doing the test for longer than 90 seconds in the actual lab because we need a better thing. But well, we got less than 20 seconds left. The excitement is just there. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and we're done here for our lab experiment. So let's take a quick look. We're going to remove our rack here, and we're going to have a chance to see. Whoa, check this out. Okay, as you can see, as I'm bringing it up a little bit closer, you can see, oh wow, look, the temperature has gone down. I'm shocked. No, really, I'm shocked. Here, let's take a quick look here at the camera. Oh yeah, look at that temperature going down here. Just look at it. Okay, so how do I get my data? I know that my graph is going down. Yay, that's exciting. How do I get the data? You're going to take this, your stylus, and look for where it says the XY. That's over here. You see that XY? The XY is right here. You're going to tap on that, and you're going to come up with this. And you notice that you're seeing the temperature per second. You see it going down. All right. Now, what are you going to do? What you guys are going to do, we're going to preset how many minutes the run is. So that's going to make things easier. You're interested in 2 temperatures. The first temperature you are interested in is the temperature at the start of our testing. So the temperature at the start of the testing is 22.7, right there. See, 22.7. The second temperature we're interested in is down at the very end where it says at 90 seconds or however, it's the last data point you'll get. If you look at it, it says 19.6. Okay, so you have 22.7 and 19.6, the first temperature and the last temperature reading, that's what we're interested in. Okay, at least for most of you guys. For some of you guys, it's going to be other things. All right, so after that, you'd say, well, I like to go see the graph again. So you're going to take your stylus, look up here on the top. If you look here on the top, you kind of notice, hey, there's a graph thing here, and it looks like a graph. Let's hit that. You hit that, and guess what? You're back on the graph. I know, it's kind of like, how you can't keep it still. Well, deal with it. All right, now, I want to go back to the home screen. I go back. There's my home screen. Oh, wait, I lost my data. I missed it. No problem. Find that XY thing over here that looks like this. Here, see where it says XY? You press on that. And bam, you got your data back. Oh, I gotta see the graph. Okay, come on over here and you're gonna find that graph paper. Oh, see it? Looks like a graph right there. And bam, there's your graph. Oh, but I wanna know what the temperature is right now. Okay, so you see it looks like a fuel gauge here. That's your home screen. You can go there and boom, that gives you the temperature reading as it is right now. Okay, guys, that concludes the instructions for this lab. Okay, I hope this makes things a little bit easier for people on this. And, well, I'll see you guys in the lab. Hasta.